I'm in my Snuggie. I don't even have my earrings on. This is like 10th commandment for me. Always have earrings.
Melissa's out here about to get ready for bed. Y'all know we usually be in the bed by now.
For real.
But Jay was out here telling his side of the story. The funny thing about Periscope is I didn't even know that's why he was mad.
I know, it was really good.
Okay, Liz, take it away.
Okay, I don't know what I have to say. You have to
That
walk
you
me
didn't
through.
steal,
First of all, I did not steal Kevin Fredericks. That's first. Okay? He wanted to get married sophomore year of college. I wanted to get married senior year. So we compromised at junior year.
We did. Because I was trying to get that financial aid.
That's first. Second, that's all I got to say.
No, you explained that when Kevin wants something, that's the other thing.
Oh, yeah, and that's the other thing. One thing, Jay, this is true, Jason. When Kev is on something, he's on it. Like, on it. So, he was just, when he was pursuing me, he was just, yeah, you know what, though? Who is this? It was for financial aid. That's truth.
Trying to get that financial. Listen, man, we was out here barely making it through college. I was like, now, if you listen to your boy, I've talked to the financial aid providers.
This is true.
Now, what they have said is, if we get married, then we no longer have our parents' income to have to go through. So we can go for our income, which is nothing. And when we got married, that first financial aid check.
I don't remember.
Oh, Basha.
I haven't washed my face. I literally just don't have makeup.
Oh, my God. We got an apartment. We had groceries. We went to Portland and bought school clothes. We was buying leather jackets. We had plenty of stuff on. And here's the other thing, Liz. I forgot what I was about to say.
We had groceries and school clothes. I had a scholarship.
Yeah, Liz had an academic scholarship.
So I was out here eating good.
Talk about the fact that my mom and them didn't like you.
Yeah, they didn't like me.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't Dad-O. Dad-O liked me. But,
my mom is literally right here, like, burning a hole in Melissa. Like, and maybe I don't like you.
She was taking her baby.
Maybe I don't like you now. I haven't decided.
Yeah.
While I sit in your home, I'm sure I don't know how
Grandma Ruth and Mama Sheila was like, I'm not really here for her.
The thing about my family is we don't really sugarcoat things well.
I was jumped in for 10 years. I just got in last year. Yeah. I saved Janelle's life at the
That was 2 years ago, Liz.
2 years ago.
This summer when Janelle couldn't swim and she was in the pool.
She got in the pool and I saved her life. And Grandma Ruth was like,
you know what?
You know what?
Y'all been married for 9 years.
You my ninja.
You are now.
Once you decide to save one of the Fredericks' legacy children, you prove yourself. Quiet as kept, they didn't like my dad neither. Who's this Derek? We don't even like those. Is that an oil thing or something? Who's this Derek? He wants to take our Sheila away?
Mom didn't like you, hun?
I don't know.
Nah, she
Dad-O was always accepting to me. My family, listen, they were like, Kev, we love you. My grandpa was all super accepting. My aunts, my uncles, everybody. Real cool.
Take him from the family.
I didn't even know how Jay felt. How do you feel about me following you to college and all? And I followed you.
You did. It's because you didn't have a plan. You still never really have a plan.
Once he makes money.
Wait, you mean in life?
No, now you have a plan. But for a long time, you were just didn't have a plan. I wasn't being shady. I was being honest.
Listen, guys. I went to that college and them basketball players started crossing me up and dunking on me. And I was like, you know what? Whew, maybe college basketball is not for me. The white boy crossed me over. I was like, white boy? I've never been crossed by. Boo, I was over here.
One thing that Jason said that's actually really true is that, I forgot what I was going to say.
That I didn't communicate with them?
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't. I told you I was getting married. That's communicating. I'm not really good at communicating, guys.
Actually, that is true. You have a plan and you go forth and you don't really I
don't really share it with y'all.
Fully explain the full scope of what you're trying to.
My family they could not fathom that I, the little Kevin boy, would just do something that they didn't agree with. They were just like...
I do feel like you had the most controversy of all three of y'all getting married, but I think it was because you were younger. You got married the youngest out of...
Way young!
Yeah.
Even though Jay got married the year after me, Jay's 3 years older than me.
Right.
So he's 24. And my sister just got married a couple
Jay
years
was
ago.
24?
No, 25.
Oh,
Because he got married a year after us.
He
Me.
seemed like he was older.
25. So yeah, and I was
The church
thing was huge. And
You know what's funny? No.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? It was a huge thing for y'all.
Y'all were
did
really
not
saved like that.
Hello?
Y'all went to military-based churches. That
Hello?
ain't.
Excuse me. Let me tell my story. I didn't grow up PAW. I didn't grow up Kojic. I grew up military. And when you grow up military, you go to the church on the military base. It is not.
It's usually not a name issue. Y'all be out at 10, somebody else at 11, 12.
The original non-denominational.
Y'all can't be having no praise breaks.
That's right.
Because the Koreans got to be in here by 1.
Yes.
So y'all better praise break and be out of here
I
by
know,
12:55.
Sharice, that's y'all fault about that hello, actually, because I got that straight out of y'all book. So that I just went to church at 11. It wasn't PAW, it wasn't Kojic, it wasn't Baptist, it wasn't none of that. It was church. So when we moved, what happened was before we moved to Washington State, we were in Hawaii. Anthony. Okay, so y'all want to know how all this connects. When we were moving from Hawaii to Washington State, Anthony's parents, Anthony of the Playmakers' parents, were in Hawaii on vacation. By happenstance, they met my mom and my dad, and the conversation, we're moving to Washington, we'll be there in 2 weeks. Oh, really? We live in Washington. What part? Oh, we'll be in this part. Oh my goodness. They established a connection. They picked us up from the airport, and we went to church that day. That's how we met Anthony. Then the school year, Kevin was in my social studies
U.S.
class,
history, Miss
U.S.
Chapman.
U.S. history class, and he liked me, and then that's how he met Anthony, and that's kind of how it all started. So my family
Actually, Anthony wasn't there when I first liked you. He was away at college. And everybody was like, you would get along really good with this Anthony guy.
Right. And then
Pastor's
Anthony came
son.
back.
And then he came back, and I was like,
and then that's how he met.
yeah,
that's
I would.
right. That's how he
He's
met
my
Anthony.
friend.
So, so it wasn't a huge thing for us because my parents, we're under the opinion, do you believe in Jesus? I believe in Jesus. That makes you saved. I'm saved. So let's,
And we were like that too. It's just, do you believe in Jesus the exact way that we believe in Jesus?
Yeah.
If not, you don't believe in Jesus.
My parents weren't about that. We were literally just about, do you love Jesus?
We love Jesus
do
in
you
Acts
consider yourself
2:38.
saved? Do you abide by the Bible?
Do you speak in tongues with the evidence?
It wasn't like, do you baptize this way or that way? See, you don't really.
Because if y'all don't baptize the way we do, then you're just not saved like we are. That's why.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all how serious it was. I grew up in a church that there was no pants. Women could not wear pants, period. I'm not talking about if you can't wear pants if you're in the choir or you're ministering. I'm talking about no woman could wear pants. So when I went to Melissa's Bible study, she went from track practice straight to Bible study. And she had her Lakes High uniform on in tracksuit, and Nick had one on, and Mel had her Hutlock or Woodbrook one on. And I was like, where is y'all change of clothes?
It is petty, Sharice. I agree.
Why are y'all not changing for Bible study? Because y'all are just going in pants. And I was like, not knowing if Liz was saved.
Stormcloud, you're absolutely right. That's how the jean skirts came about. Once we started going to Kojic, we started changing a little bit. Like my mom stopped wearing pants and that, and then we kind of just fell under that covering. But honestly, I was never under the opinion that pants make you saved.
Man, when you're taught that, that's what you just believe it's right. That's the thing about it.
Is the origin of pettiness.
You just think that's right. You can't wear no makeup, no covering. If you wear lipstick, heaven forbid you wear lipstick, or you go to your son's football game. You're all types of stuff. So that's it's like a culture. It's like I joke around and say Romeo and Juliet, but it's like, even though we're both black, it's both Pentecostal, and literally 3 scriptures separate PAW from Kojic. It might as well have been Muslim or
this
Buddhist.
church sounds like a cult, man, for real.
It might as well have been Buddhist.
Look at these nails that I got on. This would send me straight to hell, huh?
So anyway, my mom finally calmed down on Liz by about year 4 in our marriage. And Ruthie, that was
8.
last. My mom didn't wait that long. My sister was my dad and my sister. My sister didn't care at all.
Right.
My sister didn't care at all because she didn't. She didn't care what age. She just liked Lissa. My dad was the next most reasonable. And then my brother, mom, and grandma.
No. I'm going to give your dad top. And then Michelle. Because Michelle was young, though, too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She cared the least because it didn't affect her. But my dad was always been the most reasonable and level-headed.
Hellbound.
My Ruthie and Jason were the most vocal. But my mom was just like...
But what's so foul, Jason Fredericks? Let's talk about how foul you are. That you didn't like me, but you like my cousin.
Tony?
Yes. Y'all used to make beats together.
We love Tony.
That's my first
Because
cousin.
I wasn't trying to marry Tony.
That's my first cousin.
We used to play basketball with Tony. He used to cut Tony's hair. We used to share clothes. Me and Tony used to share clothes.
How do you like my cousin? Like, he's my cousin.
And no ill will towards Tony, though.
My first cousin.
Oh, my God.
Like, not my cousin for play. Like, my real life cousin.
PAW is Pentecostal Assemblies of the World. It's a denomination of the Apostolic Church.
That's how we got.
And one time, Melissa tried to break up with me two times, actually. Once in high school, I went away to Texas for vacation. I came back, and this is when I first knew Melissa really cared about me, because I wasn't sure up until this point. When I came back from Texas, act like you didn't show no care. You didn't show no care for your boy. I tell you, Melissa was the worst girlfriend. That first year, she was the absolute worst.
You're my first real boyfriend. I didn't know how to be a girlfriend.
She didn't have no, like, we supposed to hug at the end. She'd be, all right, fam. Like, what? You all right, fam, with me? Like, you're supposed to hug me. Hug me. Because them ugly girls hugged. There's like, Kevin, please, I love. Kevin, I love.
I wish I had a picture to show y'all. Honestly, I would show y'all, but I would be being rude and petty and mean.
I love. And Lissa was just like, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. I was like, all right. Okay. So I went away to Texas. I went to stay with my grandma for the summer. And this is when me and Melissa wrote each other.
Actual letters in the mail and put
Jay's
actual 32 stamps.
Real names in the chat. He's really out here in caps. In caps. I love Kevin.
Jay's always so petty.
Please, Kevin, hug. Quasi loves Kevin. So once when I came back from Texas, Melissa was like, I didn't walk her home because I didn't think she cared. So I was going off of her. And then the next day she called. She was like, I don't really know.
Rondalyn says she seen that.
Rondalyn went to high school with us. Let's just keep going past. People are going to go watch the replays.
Oh my God!
Of course Rondalyn knows her. So I didn't walk Melissa home. And she was like, I don't really think we need to be together. Because you don't really care about me. You didn't care enough to walk me home. I was like, no, please, I don't know. I didn't know you wanted me to walk. I didn't know you wanted me to walk. I'll walk right now. I'll walk. You need some milk? I'll stop by the shop at. So that was the first time she tried to break up with me.
I don't remember that story, but it's okay.
I walked home with Stacy Surpris.
Oh.
And I had just got back from Texas and you were mad.
Yeah.
And then the next time was actually she was mad at Aunt because me and Aunt used to kick it tough. And everybody was like, man, y'all are out here. And me and Aunt, we used to play basketball together.
Wait, was
AJ,
Jay?
No.
Oh.
Jay wasn't here yet. AJ and OB.
Yeah.
It was always me and Aunt, though.
Yeah.
We used to play basketball together. We were in a band. Me and Aunt had a band with no singers. It was just four of us in a band called Intermission. I played the bass. Aunt played the drums. Obi played the...
Yeah.
Obi played the keys, and AJ played the guitar, but he couldn't even play no chords. He just meant...
AJ was y'all singer.
No, we didn't have no singer. AJ didn't sing. I mean, he could have. We called a band. We had a band called Intermission. We had one gig. Intermission. 2 gigs. 1 gig at a church and 1 gig at an elementary school. But anyway, I used to hang with Aunt Alyssa.
Y'all used to play that song, though, at during praise and worship. Y'all used to take us in, though.
And then what happened is she was like, you're spending too much time with Aunt. You're not spending enough quality time. And I was walking up to her dorm room in college, and she was fussing, don't play with those scissors, boy. You ain't going to learn till you cut your finger. And then what you going to say? It was an accident. Oh, my finger gone. You're going to be
come on.
You're going to be like this.
I was talking to my roommate.
She was talking to her roommate, and she was like, here they come like some gorillas. Oh. They want to hang out all the time, and they want to do all that stuff. Isaiah's not asleep because I ain't made him go to bed yet, Dave.
They don't have school tomorrow. They're on Christmas or Thanksgiving.
They're on break, and their grandparents is here. Let me raise my son, Dave.
Get out the camera.
I'm just playing, Dave. You're a nice guy. But
He's going to
anyway,
bed in 10 minutes though.
so they're still going to bed. So Melissa was yelling at her roommate, like she's yelling at her roommate through me, and I was like, oh man, I called Aunt, we cannot hang out so much. She want to, and Melissa tried to break up with me again, and she was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. You don't really care enough. You spend all this time with Aunt, which is fine. You do you. I'm gonna be all right. I don't need you to be like that. I'm not even trying to stop you. You want to hang out with your boy? Hang out with your boy. But you're not ready to be in a serious relationship with me right now. So that's cool. So we're just going to take a break. She wanted to break up. She wanted to take a break. And I was like, no, we can't take no break because then I do something in the break and then you mad about that during the break, or you do something in the break, and break rules are not really established like that. So we can't break. We're going to be together. Or we're going to break up, but we're not going to break up and we're not going to break. So we're just going to be together is our option. So I talked her back into it, and that was the last time we had the conversation.
I know. See, y'all
been running.
Jay, y'all was trying to come for me. I wasn't taking Kevin away.
Yeah, you was. You came in and brainwashed me. You're like, Kojic boy, Carlton Pearson. I don't know.
I don't even know.
Clark sisters, Maddie Moss Clark.
Kojic.
Royalty.
Yeah.
Maddie Moss Clark and them, Clark sisters. G.E. Patterson.
I know, they stay coming for me.
Convocation. And here's the thing, listen, them weren't even like religiously Kojic. Their pastor just needed a overseeing body.
No,
so
because we met pastor and missionary in Hawaii.
Right.
Yeah, that's
but that's what I'm saying. Pastor wasn't traditionally Kojic. He was more denominational.
Yeah, he was.
But he needed a covering because they weren't just letting you. You couldn't start a church at that time and just be non-denominational. Right. You had to have a governing body. So Pastor Davis Davis is Anthony. Oh yeah, Pastor Davis is Anthony's dad. So when he started his church, he had left a Kojic church, and they gave him the blessing to start his own church, and that's why he was Kojic, even though he had some different ideas on stuff. They were really more closely to PAW, but it didn't matter to my family. They weren't PAW. And my grandma told me, you're not safe. It's very confusing if you didn't.
Isaiah, you're doing the most, son.
It's very confusing if you didn't grow up in it. But that's why it's interesting that they were so mad.
Jason is a fool. We were in here cracking up. Me, Kev, and your mom and dad were in here cracking up. Melissa born in the Kojic. You can't.
No,
I was not born in.
Listen, I'm not gonna hide from it. I was infatuated with Melissa,
and I don't know why.
I loved you, and I still do. She didn't understand it. She had a raggedy boyfriend before me who couldn't treat her right. He was a bum. He was the equivalent of the guy who stands outside 7-Eleven and smokes Newports. He was. And asks you if you got a lighter. Like, you got a cigarette, but you ain't got a lighter. He's that guy. He was just going nowhere in life. I was like, why you with him?
I didn't know my value.
She didn't know.
Why are you saying names? Who I went to high school with her in here?
She didn't know her own strength. So when I got with her, I let her know.
Jay, you didn't know who I dated. Get out of my life.
I'm not saying I upgraded her. I'm just saying she got with somebody who could appreciate her, okay? She had a guy who had a diamond, but he didn't know the quality of the stone. Amen. And then she went to somebody that understood a diamond, who knew how to cut it and hold it to the light just right. And he is somebody that could appreciate the rare beauty that was her. And that's all I was. I was somebody that could appreciate her. And I was a manager on the track team just so I could go to all the track meets with her. But I didn't do no manager stuff. I wasn't about to be bringing nobody no water. I just was a manager so I could get a free ride. You don't even have the
personality to be a manager because you're like super...
No.
Not you.
I was, I wanted to be a social... a sports medicine guy? I wanted to be in sports medicine.
Yeah, you did.
And then I had the vision of somebody like a basketball player telling me to tape his ankle. And I was like, man, bye. I'm not about to tape your ankle. And this was just an imaginary vision of a basketball player thinking he was better than me, asking me to tape his ankle. And I was like, nah, fam, I don't want to do sports medicine no more.
Am I being shady? I'm not trying to be.
So anyway. But Liz loved me though. She be acting like she couldn't live without me. But you was mad when I was spending all that time with Anthony.
What?
You was mad when I was spending all that time with Anthony.
Yeah, but we were together like 3 years by that time.
But you was mad.
What else?
All right, guys. Is there a comment or a question? What were you being shady about?
I don't know. Yeah, I think it was Shari. Oh, you couldn't, because I said you couldn't be no manager.
I don't have the personality for people to ask me to do.
Actually, if that's Shari or Sharice, both y'all know he doesn't have
I couldn't.
managerial ability.
You can't just
At
ask
all.
me to bring you a water.
It's Shari. Yeah.
What was your
know.
question, Coach Tracy Reddy? It's just ain't really my personality.
See, Sharice said, "Yeah, we know."
To just take my ankle. Man, who you talking to, cuz? I'm a man too. What was your question, Coach Tracy
When
Reddy?
did you know you were in love with Melissa?
First time I saw her.
Kev is rude. He could be a man.
And somebody
Rude
made
what?
me, and Keita's brother asked me to give her a note.
You stay saying people's names.
They don't know his names. Coach Tracy Reddy, at my name so I can see your question. Jerkager, my wife works with your old boss.
Jerkager is funny.
Who?
That's my wife.
Who's the old boss? Mine or Liz?
Kev, my wife works with your old boss.
Oh, okay, that would be you. Take my ankle lap, dog boy. I'm gonna beat you up, Jason, when I see you. I asked the difference in your denomination. You grew up in Kojic.
Somebody said you got to do Kojic versus PAW. I got to go. Actually, is this still live?
Yeah.
Tell me.
PAW video. PAW is Pentecostal Assemblies of the World. The biggest difference is Acts
Kev
2:38.
does not still play the bass.
No, I don't play the bass. I retired. I still can play a couple things, but I'm not good. Acts 2:38. It's really how you believe in baptism, and do you believe you baptize in Jesus only, and do you believe that you have the Holy Ghost with the evidence of speaking in tongues? Those are the two different things. But the most important thing is baptizing Jesus only versus Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Listen, Jason
And
knows
no,
his stuff.
apostolic is not the only. I mean, PAW is not the only apostolic. There's UPC. There's all types of stuff. There's all types of stuff, but PAW is what we grew up. Baptizing Jesus only. When you baptize people, you say, "I baptize you in the name of Jesus." PAW. I baptize you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Kojic.
Unnecessary divisions in the church, if you ask me. Unnecessary divisions in the church. It's splitting hairs.
Liz, you had a man when Kevin initially started pursuing you? No. When I first pursuing.
No, you
I
had a
didn't really-
girlfriend, I had a boyfriend, but we didn't like who we were dating.
I
So
liked
we
Liz
became
before
friends.
she liked me. Before I pursued her, I liked her. I just didn't say nothing yet. And then she started dating that bum, and I was just like, this ain't gonna last. And then I just waited patiently in the wings. And then he broke up with her too.
He did. He beat me to the punch.
He broke up with her, and then I was like,
Is Shari asking what's his name?
which do I believe now?
No, I didn't run track in college. I only ran in high school.
They wanted her to, though, but she was like, nah, fam.
I had an academic scholarship. I couldn't do everything. I'm just saying. I had to maintain my GPA.
I know.
Oh. Why you kind of like...
Because the way you said I had an academic scholarship, I couldn't just be doing any old thing.
I didn't mean
I can't
it
just
like
be
that.
running. I can't
didn't
just be
mean it
running
like
these
that,
races
but
with you guys.
Being a student athlete, you become more of an athlete than you do a student.
I was waiting for Melissa in the grass like Nala when she found Simba when they were older.
He was kind of shady.
I was in the bushes like this. Y'all remember how Nala's shoulders were going like
You're
that?
stupid.
What do I believe now? Honestly, haven't really thought about it in a long time.
What was my major?
Sociology.
Law, Society, and Justice.
And I followed her into sociology too, and the bank,
did.
and Boeing. I was working at a daycare, and she went to the bank. And when she went to the bank, that was the first time we started counting our money by the year and not the hour. Yes, we finished college.
Yes, we finished college.
When she got that job at the bank, they started saying how much you make by a year, and I was like,
Listen,
year?
when we got out of college, I worked at KeyBank, and it was a management training program or something like that, and we were making $32,000 a year.
When I tell you we were rich.
Thought we were rich.
I mean, we was out here like I was willingly telling people how much Liz made. Liz got her job at the bank. She makes $32K a year. They say K at the end of it.
Man, we
thought we were.
We didn't have kids. Student loans hadn't kicked in.
She makes $32K a year.
Man,
That's
thought we was out here.
$1,000.
Listen, back then,
Pre-tax.
we thought we were balling.
I mean, you couldn't, because I was making $10 at the daycare.
Yeah.
You go from making $10 to $32K. You hear me?
Yeah, we thought
salary, and that was another thing.
Yeah, we were
When you don't go to work at the bank, you still get paid.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Benefits?
No, I do not regret not running track in college.
This was benefits, y'all, at the daycare.
Yeah,
if you don't work,
when
you don't
have
get paid.
Your first time having paid time off. You're introduced to PTO. Like, I'm gonna take the day off.
We went on our first vacation and we
Well,
came
I'm gonna
back.
put a PTO.
We checked, and this is before online banking. We called and our balance, we had got paid. She had got paid the same. We were like
$1,000.
it came in, Liz. You didn't even go to work this week.
Yeah.
It came in because when we were before that, we had to save money to go on vacation because you knew that next check back was gonna be light.
And we worked at the bank before the housing market.
Cashing out.
And yes, when I went from Armed Forces Bank, which is a little
Rinky-dink
military bank, then I went to Key Bank. Man, we thought we was
We
rich.
just found my 2006 seller of the quarter thing. I try to tell you, I wasn't a bad employee my whole life. We had no kids, and I was selling products like crazy, and we were getting bonus checks. And we was out. We went on a cruise to Jamaica, and our friends was just like, I guess they.
Yes, there will be more videos for women. I'm actually in the process of reading like 2 books right now.
They made it. They went to Jamaica, and that's when we found out she was pregnant with Zay Zay, and then was just no money after that.
Ouch.
Because that daycare bill came in. Thanks, Zazer.
Daycare bill was
Thanks, Zazer.
more than rent.
Thanks, Zazer.
You're welcome.
Once we had those kids, that was it.
Saving up money.
Yes. Listen. Oh, that was the other thing about the bank.
Selling those-
We were at the bank before the housing market crashed, so we would get bonuses for $5,000.
$5,000.
Man,
Woo! They taxed the crap out of those bonuses.
it was a good life.
And when we had a little apartment that was like $745, just a little 1-bedroom, and
It
we
was
got
less
that
than that, I
doggone
think.
$650.
Yeah,
was
before Isaiah,
$650.
it was like $650.
And we got that first daycare bill
Right,
for
and
Zay
then the
Zay,
kids came.
and that thing was $900, and we was just like, we ain't gonna never have no money now. We ain't never gonna have no money now. They $900. We're gonna have to live at the daycare in order to make it.
Daycare was more than our rent.
2 times in life. Our daycare was more than our rent when we had Zay Zay, and then we had JoJo, and then we bought a house, and our daycare was more than our mortgage.
Yeah.
Our daycare was more than our mortgage. And actually, when they were in private school, our daycare was more than our mortgage. I was like, I'm paying y'all more to hold my kids so I can go work to pay y'all to hold my kids.
It was. Your private school was more than the mortgage.
More than the mortgage. That's why people quit their job. If I don't pay you $30,000 a year just to hold my kids, then I'm just stay at home and spend time with them.
Yeah, I'm having a moment
These
right now.
daycares in Washington, we sent our kid to the premium. We sent them to KinderCare. It wasn't like Shanti's
Yeah, I don't know
daycare
why
and
we did that.
daycare and oil change.
We thought we were rich.
You know why? You know why we did that?
Because you worked there?
No. When that woman watched Zay Zay,
Oh, yeah.
we had an in-home, like, friend of the family watch our kids, and we were kind of nervous about it.
Yeah.
So we used to go and check on the kids randomly. We would go drop by, and she had a house, and she kept our kids, and she kept other couple of kids from the church, and I went to check on my son, and I opened the door to the front door, and 3 babies were upstairs by themselves. Zay Zay, another little girl from the church, and this other random kid. And the daycare provider was downstairs, outside, in the backyard.
And we didn't take him back.
And I
after that.
picked up Zay Zay, and I held him, and I was like, why is my son unattended? I was just running
I am
in.
reminiscing just like that, for real.
I was just running in the backyard because I was like, you left my son unattended and the door is open? Don't you know people are crazy?
Yeah.
And I got his bag and I took him out of there and we took him to KinderCare and he never went back and never talked to that lady again. And the lady from the church pulled her kid out.
We did.
And I was livid. And that's why we put Zay Zay in expensive care.
KinderCare.
I'm gonna leave my baby. He was a baby lamb. He was just this little baby. He was this little. He didn't know how to make YouTube videos or nothing. Remember, Zay? You were just like.
She said, rebuke the daycare devourer for our sake.
And that was the last
That's a real
time.
prayer. Amen.
And after that, we put him in expensive care, and then
Expensive.
that's what happens. You have your kid at Sandy's Oil Care and Kids, daycare and oil change and taxes.
What time is it?
If your daycare does notary services, then you don't.
You got 10 minutes. I gotta take a shower. I gotta go to bed.
All right, y'all. 10 minutes. 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
It was worth your peace of mind. Absolutely.
It was
Kinder
worth
care,
it.
there's always people there. They got curriculum.
They
The
do.
kids get blocks. They get food.
You said the kids get blocks.
The kids at that daycare, they was over here fixing oil.
You stupid.
I don't know what's in my teeth. A piece of chicken. I keep doing this. Smells clean. They use bleach.
What was kept
My
sociology?
major was sociology because this major was sociology.
I wanted to be a lawyer, so I did law, society, and justice, and I minored in criminology.
Yep.
Kev did.
I just did basic social, just
know
standard sociology. I was like, hey, what's the basic? I was just kind of doing what I don't really want to focus in nothing.
What did your dad say when we were back there? You majored in Melissaology.
I did. I got a whole idea about how I think college is a sham a little bit, but I'll tell you about that at the point in time. 4-year traditional universities, I don't believe in them like that. But I'll talk about that at another time.
I do. I want my boys to go to college.
I want my boys to start a business. So we'll make another compromise.
No, the college fund that I have for them is for college. Otherwise, they have to pay a fee.
Yeah, my dad tried to advise me, but I was so busy chasing after lists. My dad tried to tell me, go to community college. You will pay a fraction of the price. You are going to take the same classes the first 2 years anyway. You will have less money in student loans. But I was so interested in staying in a dorm and having college football and having a college with a sweater that I could get UW and buying dog stuff and moving away from home that I wanted to go. I wanted the experience. And you got to pay for the experience. And that's really what I felt like. Not that I'm against college. I just don't. I think most people don't know what they're going to college for. They're just going to college.
Dad-O is wise. I'm having an issue about y'all calling my Dad-O, though, because that's like the name I made up for him, but it's okay.
They just say what you say.
I know, that's why I know.
You guys will refer to him as Sergeant Major William
know.
O'Kelly.
I'm at a 4-year and have no student loan. Girl, will
Oh,
praise
bless
the Lord
God.
for that.
Thank God for grace.
'Cause that's real life. Okay, anything else?
Kev, what do we do now? I work at All Def Digital and Melissa is in the aerospace industry.
We know Papa D and Dad-O, I know.
Y'all gotta meet Papa D. Y'all meet Papa D in around Christmas time, 4 or 5 weeks from now. You'll meet Melissa's mom, her sisters, and the rest.
She said most people aren't against college, they're just against Sally Mae. Amen.
Yeah. I feel like college
Let's go to
is the
space.
greatest.
No, aerospace, airplanes.
If you think about it, people that have no problem sending their kids to college are people who are already wealthy. Like sending their kids
Who's
to
that Shari talking about? I can't wait to meet Papa D. Man, listen. So I'm not gonna tell you that story because I was like having a moment for real.
Y'all so crazy. All right, if there's nothing else, no, we ain't gonna tell it. You guys don't know. This can't be.
Tomorrow, are you gonna do it tomorrow? Because I was gonna tell the story about how I was accidentally rude to that girl.
ADD. Oh, that's a good one. How much time do you think that'll take?
I don't know. It won't take long because I'm not as animated as y'all.
Oh, that's a good one. I want you to tell it. Let's do that for women only.
Do it for a woman only?
Yeah, you think it's not long enough?
It's just like a 5-minute story. I could tell it right now.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what happened. Kev had his ADD million.
Subs party.
They hit 1 million subscribers. First of all, it was a really big deal. I was really super proud because when Kevin came on to ADD, they were losing subscribers, which I didn't even know. They were
500
losing.
subscribers a week
Yeah.
losing.
So he's come in now as the head of content and
Turned it around.
Yeah, to go from
Windows of
losing
heaven.
to earning 1 million subscribers literally within the year that he's been there. You know, that's a huge accomplishment. I was really proud of him. I think it speaks to the content he's putting out on ADD. So anyways, we're there. We're celebrating. And, yeah, head of content. So anyways, we're there. You know, they're having a good time celebrating, whatever. So we're on a couch. It is. I'm at the edge of the couch, so right here on the couch is the armrest. So it's me, Doughboy's date, which if you follow Kev, you know about Doughboy's date. And then actually I'm more like on that side, but regardless. So it's me, Doughboy's date, and then Kev is standing up because I was being so nasty and so rude, but kind of on accident, but kind of not on accident. So Kev was on the end, he was standing up. So this girl who I don't know comes up. I hope she's not. If she's in here,
she ain't in here.
I'm a little bit sorry. So she comes up and taps me. Lord, I feel bad now.
Alyssa was in between me. I was on the dance floor, but talking.
No,
to people.
it was me, Doughboy's date, and then you.
But I wasn't sitting down. I was standing up.
I know he was standing up. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is the girl couldn't reach me.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were writing up. Okay, so she taps me on the shoulder. Okay. Okay, I didn't. I didn't. Did I?
No.
Okay, good.
Came close.
Okay, thank you. So she taps me on the shoulder and she says, can you get him for me? So my face, okay. So let's go through it and talk about it. Okay, let's talk about what happened. So she's standing and she taps me on the shoulder and she says, can you get him for me? So at that moment inside, I was like, who is this heifer that just tapped me to get my husband's attention? Like, who does that? No, I'm not finna get him for you. If you want to get him, walk around the couch and tap him. Like, who do you think I am? Like, I'm his wife. No, you're not about to tap me on my shoulder and then ask me to get my husband's attention. That's not finna happen. So, but I didn't say that. I just thought that.
With her face, she did.
But my face, it kind of came out. So when she did it, I just was like, I was so rude. Jesus help me. I tapped Kev and I didn't even look at the girl. So Kev's over here. I tap him and I'm like,
Thoughty McThought face over here wants you.
I don't know.
Tatiana Ali.
I don't know why you thought it was appropriate to tap me to get his attention. Because you could have walked around the couch. But since you want me to do that. And I don't even really know why I had that attitude. I've been really searching my heart and trying to figure out, why was I feeling that way? Because that's really rude and just unnecessary. You didn't have to do that. I don't know. She just wanted to say hi, and I was just, unnecessarily rude.
They be trying to get booked, man. People be trying. They be trying to, because I cast people, so they be like, hey, man.
Was this recently? Yes.
This was 2 weeks ago. You didn't tell them the end of the story.
Oh, so then, oh my God. So then Kev is like, oh, hey, did you meet my wife? This is my, because he saw my face. So he's like, this is my wife, Melissa. So then she's like, oh, hi. 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 Nice to meet you.
This is what Melissa did. No, because the girl had a friend with her.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, how are you? How are you? This is my wife, Melissa. Melissa stuck out her hand this is the girl shaking her hand out to shake, right? You give me a strong hand. I'm Melissa. This is how Melissa shook this girl's hand. I said, why you grabbed that girl's 3 fingers? She didn't do it. She said, yes, I did. Let me show you, Liz. She did she did that girl like that. And did her hand like that. I was like, and this is the friend of the girl.
I was being petty.
This was the girl's friend, not even the girl. She's like, both of y'all, bye. Bye.
I don't know why. I know. I'm sorry. I really don't know what came over me at that moment. The devil.
Liz was, y'all better know who I am.
No, it was.
I don't do no tap.
No, I'm really not even you need to know who I am. I'm really not that person. However, what I'm not going to do is just have you tap me and be like, can you get him for me? Can you? Do you mind getting him?
Oh my god.
Him right there? Do you mind? Yes, I do. I mind. Absolutely, I mind.
Where's your dad?
So
In
you
the shower.
can what? You got
In
these
the
hot
shower.
shorts on tonight?
He's what?
He's in the shower.
So
Oh, he's in there.
yeah,
Oh, sorry.
I don't know why I was being petty that night because I'm normally not petty. I'm like really really sweet actually, for like the most part. But for that day, I mean, just for that moment too. And I really had to catch myself. Like most of that was really rude. So that's my story.
Woo!
Sorry,
She wasn't here for it,
I
guys.
wasn't.
Not today.
She said the little dress gave me attitude. I don't know what it was, man. I don't know why.
Hey man,
Did that
you're
girl?
rude.
No, she didn't say nothing. What was she gonna say? Like, and she tried. She really did try to.
I
fix
think it was because she didn't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know why you were upset.
I don't either. Maybe y'all can help me. Why was I upset? Help me. Because I really don't know why. How was she dressed? Ooh, good question, Jay.
What? What's the question?
Jay may have hit the nail on the head.
Hey,
I don't remember what she had on,
but it wasn't much.
but I don't think it was. Yep. That was good. Were her shoes ugly? Probably. I didn't get that far. I didn't look her up and down. I didn't even look. Literally, like, no joke. I literally was like, and I'm so rude because I was mad at her for tapping me, and I tapped him and pointed to her, did not make eye contact, and then pointed back. Like, literally.
And as a good
like,
husband, I read the whole situation. I said, "Oh, you must have
I
had
know,
us
I was
mistaken.
being petty, Sharice. I don't know why.
You must have had us
She
mistaken."
probably did have yeah, y'all just as petty as I am, talking about her shoes and her nail polish and stuff.
The shade of it all.
I bet you her fingernails and her toenails didn't match either.
Your hair is uneven.
Neck and face was probably
You
not
look
matched.
dusty.
No
You're
edges.
not that cute. Your hair is uneven.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You look dusty.
She said that wasn't that petty. Okay, good. I'm gonna take it that it wasn't that petty. It was rude though.
So
was
nasty.
rude.
So rude.
I was rude. I'm gonna own that rudeness. It was rude. Okay.
All right, guys. God bless you. God keep you.
Her eyeshadow probably wasn't blended.
She was dusty.
Her weave probably wasn't blended either.
Petty
Just
rock
no
spit.
blend.
You're not blended.
Why
you
just
so
not?
blended?
Why are you so not blended? Blend, baby. Blend your shadow. Blend your weave.
Somebody says her panties had holes in them. Oh, dusty bargain basement panties. You ain't been to the semi-annual. I know that.
She wasn't.
You got your panties out of a box at Marshall's.
Wasn't nothing matching. Your panties, your bra don't match. Your life ain't together.
You got them panties off the floor at Ross. Oh, what are these? You know stuff at Ross be on the floor.
does.
Why you can't pick this stuff up? Your panties come in a big old bin. Let me get two of those. They ain't got no tags on them, do they? They just got a piece of tape, don't they? Your bargain basement panties.
Someone said, "How should she have approached you?" Not. No. That's how.
There was nothing that girl was going to do right or wrong that
That's
night.
why I feel like that's the pettiness in it because
She couldn't have did right. Can't get right.
there was no way for her to do right. I don't know.
Ain't no do right. How you gonna do right with a do wrong mind? You just can't do
I
right.
don't know.
She wasn't.
Exactly. She couldn't win for losing. That's what I'm saying. That's why I admit.
She's
like,
owning her petty because
yeah,
of this.
I own my petty because, and I'm normally not like this. Like, don't.
She
I'm
really
really-
isn't.
I'm
She's
really
a lovely
not.
person.
But for some reason that day, I don't know what it was about that whole entire interaction.
We all fall into petty.
We did.
The Bible says, "For all have sinned and fall into the pettiness."
We did.
Liz,
Huh?
what year was that?
That was 2
3
weeks ago.
We
That
die
real-
daily. We die daily.
Yes, the picture where I had on that black leather dress, it was super cute. I love that dress. But that day, if you look on my Instagram, whatever, however long ago that was, it happened 25 minutes after I took that picture.
Woo!
Anyway.
All right, y'all. We got to go to work in the morning.
We do.
We got to pack tomorrow. God bless y'all.
Yeah.
God keep y'all. We'll see you
Tomorrow.
at the conference. Say, you got to get it right. You supposed to be in the bed for school. You ain't got school, do you?
I'm going to trust my gut. That was good.
Trust your gut, Liz. We ain't going to tell them about the time when your girl bought a cake to my birthday party.
She did what?
Woo.
She did what?
I got mad just thinking about that. My heart started
What'd she do,
racing.
Melissa?
Mom, not now, Mom.
Kev's birthday.
Uh-huh.
We're going to have to tell that another night. That ain't a 5-minute story.
Oh.
Woo.
She brought something to Kevin's birthday.
Yeah.
Woo.
I know.
Woo.
See? Out of order. Out of order. Listen, all you women in here, don't you do that. Don't go. Listen, let me just help you real quick, just in case you're thinking about doing this. Because this is something you just absolutely do not, never, ever in your entire existence on this here planet Earth. Is go to another woman's house for her man's birthday, and you the one supplying the birthday cake. No, ma'am. Unacceptable. Do not do it.
You make spaghetti, bake bread.
Disrespectful.
And it was a potluck. Don't you fit
It's
your
a
hands
potluck,
to make no
and you
cake.
felt the need to bring the cake. No. Fry some chicken.
Did you send her walking?
No, she came in. How you gonna come to my house where I pay the electricity and the mortgage and the rent, and this is my husband, and you feel the need to bring the birthday cake?
You didn't have a cake already?
We had a cake. That's what Melissa's saying. She had the cake. I got the cake.
Disrespectful. And you trying to come from me and my husband, you think I don't see you, but I do.
Melissa's getting those things in her.
She,
Mom, we can talk off Periscope.
okay, I was trying to see why.
Yeah, I'm swerving. I'm high. I got mad. My chest, my heart's beating real fast because
Listen,
I just feel like
honestly,
don't
guys,
do that.
I was blissfully unaware because I was like, it's a potluck, and Aunt pulled me outside. Aunt was like,
Was Jay there?
I think Jay was there, but I know Aunt pulled me outside. I think Jay was there.
Yeah.
But I remember Aunt being like, What are you doing? Are you the cake? I was like, I didn't know. He was like, you can't even allow. Why would you think? What have you done to let her think? What? But
Yeah, I was mad.
are you?
Yeah, women do know. That's what I feel like. Like when I was being petty, I know I was being petty because I know that. So when you do that, I didn't know. I didn't. Like it's just a birthday cake. Girl, bye with your trifling self. Get out of my house. Anyways, we're out.
I don't know how the cake was. We don't eat it. It didn't taste it. That cake sat on that counter.
She baked it.
She baked it, and she burnt her arm. She was like, see, I even burnt myself. And Lisa was like,
I was so mad.
you know, when they settle like this,
I was so mad. I was so mad.
Oh, wow.
ain't nobody cut the cake. The cake sat on the counter. Cake went in the trash.
Wow.
Ain't nobody tasted. We was just like, nope.
Man, I'm so mad. I'm shaking right now. We need to get off this go.
God bless you. God keep you. We will
My leg is
see
shaking. I'm so
you.
bad right now. I'm like so seriously.
Oh, your leg is
yes,
really
I was
shaking.
like, yeah.
God bless you. God keep you. We'll
still makes you mad.
see you.
Yes, I'm
Mom,
mad
would
about
you
right
just
now.
ask her if she still makes her mad after she just said she was
Wait,
mad?
who was
And now I'm trying to
Why
lay
you
down.
asking names?
Just be little, Zay. That's what you need to do. You really over here in grown folks' business. So you should be quiet. We love y'all. We'll see you tomorrow with my mom and her own scopes, and she want to hijack all the scopes. With my mom and dad.
I got work in the morning. It's 10:30.
Yeah, I gotta be on set at 8. That means I gotta leave by 6:30. We'll see y'all.
She burned her arm and
Yes.